Yeah, so GaMBitO versus KuH was on Judgment Day. We figured that out, so it's all fixed. Thank you very much for the help. And let's move on. So we're going to go into the matchup. As you can see, there's no stats there at the moment, but that should fill up pretty quickly. There is going to be 4 rounds to this STPL. This is only the first one, and this is the very first match, so no stats for the team on the board yet, but that will pile up pretty quickly as they play more and more games. And of course, we have the wonderful shirts that Navani designed on the overlay here. They also appear somewhere else. And as you can see, you've got the player stats. So they've got their win ratio, their versus opponent's race. I think the win ratio percent is in the wrong one. I'll fix that for next time. It's fine, it doesn't matter. No one's got any stats right now anyway. And the first game and the first map you'll be seeing is Judgment Day. Now this is one of my top 3 favorite maps of all time. I don't think you can see my cursor, but you have 3 bases which are very easily defended by behind a single choke. You can build in the choke, but it's a bit of a dodgy one to build in. It makes getting your gas base a little bit harder, but it's certainly possible. We're probably going to more than likely see some differences depending on the matchup and things, so it should be quite fun. There's a gas base in the middle between the 2 sets of mains as well, and a little loop around. One thing to note, it's all low ground. There is some high ground pods you can drop tanks on, or dragoons, or lurkers, or whatever you want to drop there. But I don't think we'll probably see much use of those today. It's very possible we will, and I hope we will, but I'm gonna doubt that for a second, because it could be like, I know the teams have been practicing these maps quite a lot, so I'm hoping we'll see some good games. It should be pretty good. I'm glad we've got people playing the maps. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's jump on into the first game, which will be GaMBitO versus KuH. I hope I'm saying his name right. And it is going to be a PvZ. Now here's where I find out that all my overlays are in the wrong position, but let's stop the synthwave for now. Let's head on to the Brood War music. Although it's very... Okay, as soon as we get in, I'm just going to pause the game. But yeah, let's get the countdown going. I noticed this against Sham2 yesterday. My game sounds are incredibly low now, and I'm not sure why. Ah, that'll be why. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Hopefully all the audio levels are fine. If you do notice any problems, please let me know. Let's get going. And I need to set myself to 16:9 as well, so that's something I forgot to do. Okay, let's quickly jump in. I'll hide the overlay, I'll hide the playback thing, quickly pause the replay, and we can go from there. I'll just fix the screen size and everything. The good thing about casting from replays is the fact that I get to hide whatever I want, whenever I want, so that'll be Alt-F. And I can also do this. I don't need to mess up any of the players. They've already played their games. I'm actually quite happy with that, because it means I don't need to worry about breaking anything for them. And let's go to Windows full screen, so we can have the proper quality on the stream. Now, I do know that people have been asking for a thingy, a 720p stream. I need to find out how to do that. Basically, it took me ages to figure out how to do 1920. No, I'm on 1600 by 900, which I think is... I think that's 1060p, I'm not sure. Either way, let's jump in. Looks like my overlays are ever so slightly too big, which is kind of funny. I thought I sized all of this out, but you always know, something is bound to go wrong when it goes wrong. Let's quickly bring up the top overlay as well. We do have... Okay, that's fine, I can sort it after. Let's get going. Sorry for the delay, guys, but spawning us in the bottom right position, the 5 o'clock position, we do have the orange Protoss. It is DM's GaMBitO. And his opponent spawning here over on the left-hand side in the 7 o'clock position, we do have the orange Zerg. It is Red's KuH. Let's just quickly add the colors into my overlay, and then we should be good to go. Right, okay, let's see what styles these players are going to go for. There's going to be a lot of a lot of things where they've probably not played the game, the maps even, all that much. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they're going to bring to the table. This is the first week of this STPL, and I mean, a lot of these maps, a lot of people probably even haven't seen before. Okay, the music's a bit too loud. Hold on, I turned up my Broodwar sound too much. There's no music at all. Oh boy, my sound settings really messed up by speaking to Sham2 yesterday on that whatever you call it, the video conferencing thing. Okay, I'm just gonna try something. Just because I did design it to fit it in this box, and I don't think it's gonna fit. Oh, there we go. I think it looks better without that. Yeah, that's hide it. Whoops. Okay, so it looks like we've got a fairly standard opening for this map from KuH. He's actually going for the Forge Fast Expand at the mineral only. Interestingly, I'm not sure if he's going to go for that Nexus there, or if he will go for his gas base. But it looks like KuH is also, as the Zerg player, taking the mineral only first. So I'm not quite sure if they know where the gas base is. Maybe these players haven't played this map too much, but as the tournament goes on, the maps are going to stay pretty similar to everything. So, well, there's like a mix of about 8 maps, and it's going to cycle through them. So you're going to see these maps quite a lot in the first round. The first round will last 7 weeks, and then we're going to have another round after that, a couple of weeks. Oh, there's going to be playoffs after that, and then another round. So lots of games going to be coming your way, and I'm hoping it all works out. We do have GaMBitO actually going for the base in the correct spot. I guess in PvZ, isn't too worried about anything. He's going to build his third hatchery here anyway. You don't need the extra gas super quickly, so it doesn't really matter too much. Now, what else do we see going on? We have the wall coming up now for GaMBitO, building up that gateway, just making sure he gets everything. Nexus about halfway done, and he is going to transition into a fairly normal PvZ. Now, one of the important things to note is they are close by horizontal positions, but that isn't actually that close. There's a very, very long sort of pathway you have to go around, and if you go around, you can be counterattacked around the other side. There is like a weird circular, kind of like arrow sign. I was going to say it looked like something else, but I probably shouldn't say that on stream. And Sale, I am not actually sure. He said a long time ago, say in December I think it was, that he was super busy, and I've not seen him since. Hopefully he's okay. No one's actually heard from him, but I'm sure he's fine. It would be nice to see him come back to the scene, but in the meantime, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I know Sham2's doing what he's doing, and we've got Zero doing a lot as well. So hopefully we can keep up with what Sale was doing in his absence. He has disappeared from the scene before, so it shouldn't be too long before he comes back. Hopefully he'll be back in the end. We see a very quick 4th hatchery coming up for KuH. He isn't going to opt for early lair play, isn't going to opt for super early Hydra play either, only just now taking his gases, so this could actually be a Ling all-in from him. Taking a very late gas is quite indicative of, and also a very quick, very early 4th and 5th hatchery even. I mean, this could still be for Hydralisks, but I get the feeling he may be going for Lings here. It's going to be a relatively easy wall to bust down with Hydra, so I guess we'll find out. It's going to be a lot of fun. As I said, there's going to be a lot of people who haven't really seen or played these maps before. Looks like a lot of the teams have been practicing those, so they should be able to show you good games. One thing that I do want to mention as well is at the end of every game, I'm going to basically speak to the team captains, and we're going to figure out who the man of the match is, and then they're going to have an interview as well. So hopefully people get more used to all the players. This is really good Ling micro, by the way, by KuH. As he does cut off the Zealots of GaMBitO. They have got 1 drone kill, but that's about it at the moment. He's also going to scout the lair, so a very, very important scout with that Zealot. but he's not really doing the damage he needs to. But that's not over yet. There's another Zealot here. It does take out one of the Lings, but really nice drone throw. I'm going to take that down without losing any drones there, so pretty good for him. Looks like we do have the first Corsair on the way, interestingly opting to ignore the Overlord in his main. I guess he'll be able to kill that another time. It's not too important. It's not going to run away very fast. The Corsair is also going to scout for the Lings, moving around the bottom side of the map. We see a creep colony coming up. Looks like he's going to start going into spores. Probably add some Sunkens as well a little bit later on to defend against the Zealot aggression. And here we go, the Corsairs have found the Overlords. There's absolutely no anti-air, and there we go. As I say that, the first spore does finish. So he's going to be able to keep his Overlords alive for now. Going to be very difficult for the Corsair to really go in. Luckily enough, he didn't take any hull damage. Really nice play by him. Will pull away, and he's going to feel pretty good about that. He's got the perfect scout going just about our range. He needs to pull the Corsair back though. That's taking a lot of hull damage. And that's hull damage he really doesn't want to be taking at this stage in the game. Now, do we have Templar tech on the way? I believe we do. Yes, we do. Templar Archives almost finished. We should have leg speed on the way as well. So he's going to go for the relatively normal Corsair Templar. He's not going for Corsair Reaver. This isn't the best map for Sair Reaver. I mean, Sair Reaver is pretty viable on most maps, but it is a lot harder to play on some of the other ones. So it doesn't really surprise me that we're not going to see that here. Corsair Reaver seems to be more of a specialized style these days, and that is a very quick hive from our Zerg player, going straight into hive without any Spire tech or anything like that, going straight into Queens, and this hive. The Corsairs are going to scout this though. What is going to be the reaction? It looks like Ling speed is still not done. These Lings are very slow at the moment. There is only one cannon, and only 4 Zealots even. Is this going to be enough to hold on? It looks like the Corsairs will actually scout this out before it happens, so the element of surprise has gone. Well, the Corsairs even going to move up and see the other Lings. GaMBitO needs to be careful though. Ling speed should be finishing up soon. He's trying to build a Nexus, but he probably needs to add some more cannons. This is going to be a very dangerous position to be in. He's moving out. Is Ling speed finished? Is he going to get backstabbed? It looks like he isn't. KuH is pulling back his Zerglings, and he's going to be able to pull back, gather his units, and it looks like he's just going to take a 4th base. He's not going for anything too crazy, and that's going to be pretty good for him. What buildings do we have coming up? We've got a Spire, and a Spore Colony, and a Sunken. He's playing incredibly defensively right now, given the fact he was in the lead before. We have a Robotics Facility on the way. That'll allow him to go into the Observers, which he will need against the eventual Lurkers that should be coming out here. Interestingly though, there is no Hydralisk Den. I cannot see a Hydralisk Den in any of the Zerg bases. He is going straight into Ultralisks, and that is a very scary play to go for. Whether or not it's going to work, it's kind of good on this map, given the fact that everything is low ground. There's no sort of ramps to get your ultras stuck on or anything like that. But the DTs are out. One has 3 kills. So does the other one. 3 kills in the pair. They've been hacking away at some Lings. Looks like we will finally see some extra cannons being added on. And we're going to head on to the sort of finally go into the mid game here, as both players are not really interested in being too aggressive. Now, with the DTs, are we going to see some kind of DT drop from the Protoss player here? He is getting the Robo. Looks like he is Go Robo and support base. So looks like GaMBitO is going for a little bit of everything in this game. Scourge finally are out. Can they get the Corsairs? Doesn't look like they can. Do they have any upgrades yet? I wouldn't believe so. No, so he isn't even getting any upgrades right now. Oh, here we go. We've got a little bit of Zergling aggression coming in the front. Lovely storm, though. Look at that. So many dead Zerglings in one go. What an amazing storm. GaMBitO is going to feel great about that, and KuH has got to be feeling the pain. That can't have been very good for him. It's a bit unfortunate that that happened, but that is one thing I mentioned before. There is just one big choke that you have to defend, so pretty good to be able to avoid that. Looks like we finally have some drones transferring over to the other side. Now, I heard a shot load up. It looks like he is going to go for that Dark Templar drop that I mentioned before. Now, this shuttle does not have speed. and he will need to clear out any of the Scourge before he can move in. There's a lot of Scourge here. Now, how is the Scourge micro going to be? It looks like he's going to try and move away. He's trying to catch some of the Corsairs. Gets one. Is he going to get another? No. Nice Corsair micro, but the Corsairs are incredibly split up. It looks like he hasn't trapped a probe. But this is a big part, a big moment in this game. The DTs are in the main. There is only a Spore Colony and some Lings to defend. And if the DTs can get on top of that Spore Colony, they should be able to do this pretty well. He will see the Ultras though. First Ultras have come out. The Corsairs are going for the Overlords, trying to keep them away. But I think this is just going to be too many DTs. The Sunken though, just enough to kill one of the DTs there. Now, is he going to be able to take down this Spore Colony? It doesn't look like he is. That's actually really well walled in. And these 4 DTs are not going to be able to do anything. Does get the Sunken, but all of the other ones have actually died. Corsairs chased away. They may have even died, actually. Well, the other DT is just going to be kind of annoying. He can actually block the exit here with the DT, but looks like it will go down. Finally, GaMBitO feels a little bit more confident. He has his Zealot Templar, Dark Templar army, and he's going to move out onto the middle of the map. Looks like he will find the Zerglings that were idling there, and he's going to chase them down. Now, whether or not I don't think he knows about this 4th base. One thing that I've noticed from GaMBitO this game is he hasn't been scouting as much. A lovely Storm again, though, killing so many Zerglings, and pure Zerglings showing they're not very strong against these, I believe he's got 1 attack, yeah, so 1-1 Zerglings against 1 attack Zealots. Not the best of engagements. There's no more Storms though, and there are so many Lings! They're pouring in all over all of the units, and GaMBitO loses his entire army. Some Zealots are going to move into reinforce, but that's just not going to be enough for now. He's going to have to pull back. There is an Ultralisk with its Carapace upgrade already, and that's going to be more than enough to deal with the meager 1-1 Zealot force that GaMBitO does have. That was a relatively powerful mid-game attack he went for, but it just wasn't enough units. We see that GaMBitO is adding a lot of cannons to the top right main. Is he going to be able to get them up before the Zerglings come in? I do not think so. He hasn't opted to build a pylon to block that area either. So the Zealots are, the Zerglings are going to be able to clean up all of this. And it looks like once again we have GaMBitO trying to move out on the map. It's not really going to be enough though. GaMBitO finding himself locked on his 3 bases. He's got a lot of minerals remaining for now, but he's going to have to think about doing something soon. He's got the shuttle moving back and forth with a Reaver. Reaver's incredibly powerful against Ultralisks, but it's still going to be difficult. We have KuH building his 5th and 6th bases, so I mean, there's a lot going on the map right now, but there's just not a lot going on for GaMBitO. It looks like we are going to see KuH move out. There is a big drop full of Overlords, it looks like. A big Overlord drop full. Okay, you know what I mean, it's all good. Archons are out though. The shuttle with the Reaver is still alive. And these Archons are going to shred these Zerglings up. It looks like we do have 2 attack done for the Zealots now. 2 Carapace for the Zerglings. That means there's 4 Carapace on the Ultralisks, and this may just be too much, but how? How is GaMBitO going to move back onto this map after this engagement? Lings coming in from both sides. Looks like they did try and pick off some of the units back here. An Ultralisk getting 2 kills on its own. But wow, Archon's doing so much damage to the Ultralisks. 18 kills on this Archon. Is he going to be able to get the other Archon before he dies? No, he's not. That hero Archon has gone down. And an Ultralisk nearly being killed by a DT as well. But this is not looking good for GaMBitO right now. He's trying to get this 4th base. He's got 2 Reavers now. This should be a lot of damage on these Ultralisks as they push in. Look how quickly that went down. The poor cow does not stand a chance in this situation. Look how quickly they die. Man, Ultralisks in PvZ are pretty crazy. But here we go, we see another large amount of Lings coming in. Nice Scarabs though. How are Lings going to break in? A fluffed Storm though. The Storm over the dead terrain. But it looks like GaMBitO has enough to hold this position. And KuH is going to have to move back. Now the one interesting thing about the map layout is this gives GaMBitO an incredibly strong position to start pushing in to the Zerg main. We have we don't even really have any drones mining at the other bases as of yet. Looks like he is finally starting to do it. We're going to go into a little bit more of a lull of this game. We see the natural of GaMBitO nearly mined out, as is the main. We should see the mineral only third is about halfway done, so that's as expected. Nothing too crazy there, but GaMBitO is still in a lot of trouble. He's up in supply, he's down in bases, and due to the position he's taken on the map, it's going to be very difficult for him to actually try and take over the other bases. But here we go, a big Overlord drop coming in from the top angle. There is KuH being over aggressive. Is he overextending with his army? Is there anything even in this drop? Yes, there is. A big drop from him is going straight into the natural. Admittedly, the natural's almost mined out, but all of GaMBitO's units are stuck at the front of his base. They're going to be able to come back to defend this. But KuH could easily get this Nexus. Does he have crack upgrade? Yes, it does. He does have adrenaline and a huge storm on the Lings, but is it going to be enough? It looks like there wasn't actually as much in that drop as I thought there was. It's not even going to be enough to take down anything, but here we go. Ultralisk left alive on very little health. Unfortunately, unfortunate target firing by KuH is going to stop him from being able to actually kill too much here, but a nice storm. Storming his own he killed his own Templar with the storm. And here we go, KuH being aggressive again, trying to break his way in. He dropped into the third. Ultralisk from the back, Lings from the front. Is this going to be enough to break the fourth base? KuH is running incredibly low on money despite being on 5 bases. 6 bases, 7 bases now. But is this going to be enough to break through the Protoss defense? He's had a stalwart defense so far, and it looks like it's going to continue. Ultras getting confused by the pylon, going to lift it up and fly away. There's actually nothing that shoots up here. And that is going to be relatively unfortunate for KuH. He trades away some Lings and Ultras again, not actually getting too much. Adding a Nidus Canal in finally. And here we go, some Lings going around on the top of the map, trying to do some damage. Possibly going to meet up with this drop, but I think these are what these units are for now. GaMBitO still ahead in supply. He has a lot of probes left alive though, so I can only imagine his a lot of his supply is in those probes. Here we go, this is the moment when when KuH may start struggling. He doesn't actually have any mining at his bases, and finally GaMBitO is in a position where he can actually go and send units through here to kill these. Can KuH get units through the Nidus? The units are all sat at the Nidus, but oh, the shell does go down. A nice storm though, getting 11 kills on that Templar. Looks like the units do come out of the Nidus at the last possible second. 16 health on that canal. And that's going to allow him to get some more drones over here, get some stacked defense up. And here we go, it looks like we had another small drop. I don't think it did too much, but here we go. Another big drop in the main, actually dropping some Ultralisks, killing a lot of the probes over here. GaMBitO's money is going up quite a lot, even though he is low on bases. But that's going to be enough for him. He's going to feel pretty good about this. Interestingly, the Nidus put at the third of this base, not in the main. Looks like we do have a lot of idle drones. I think the APM of KuH is getting taxed quite a little bit. This is actually the first time in a long time that I've seen Ultras being used in PvZ in this capacity. It's quite a dangerous build to go for, but here we go. Zealots moving in to the top. All the Ultras are out of position, and these Zealots have +3 attack, +1 armor, and they are shredding through the Zerglings here. Sunken has finished. Is there going to be enough to defend it? Looks like there may be the Zerglings coming from the Nidus Canal just enough to clear that down. And as you can see, some drones actually rallied up here from his other base. But here we go. Ultralisks being dropped into the natural base again. These Ultras being very pesky. A lot of GaMBitO's units are actually on the middle map. There's nothing left at home to defend. Only what's coming out of the gateways. But once again, KuH not focusing the Nexus. He's focusing the wrong things. He's trying to, it looks like GaMBitO is trying to actually push in at the top at the same time. To try and deal with this. Okay, I'm actually going to calm my voice down. I'm killing my voice after one game, that's not good. Here we go, looks like some nice storms going down on the Ultralisks. The Archons worth their weight in gold, killing, well, taking a lot of the health from the Ultralisks. Here we go, morphing an Archon directly next to Ultralisk. That is some wishful thinking. That goes down. Looks like the units in the natural have killed the base. And there we have it. We have GG from GaMBitO, the